Good evening, everyone. I'm a simple man, and I have a very, very simple life. Well, it's not that simple. I've been married for about 8 years, and I do have a wife. But that's not the story that I really want to share, because that I don't think you guys would really care. So I kept asking myself, what is my story that I want to tell? And like every other guy who looks for inspiration, I too turned to YouTube, hoping that some inspiration it would spell. Being bullied in school, parental divorce, terminal illness, menopause, these were just a few of the stories that I happened to come across. But such life-changing experiences, well, they've eluded me somehow. And menopause, that's definitely not on my list of things I need to worry about. So I thought to myself, maybe I don't have a story that's life-defining in a way, but maybe there is just something that perhaps changed my day. Well, this prologue was required so that a context I could bring. So with that out of the way, let's get on to the real thing. So here I was, on a rainy day, driving all the way to LA. Don't get too excited. Lokhandwala Andheri. That's where my meeting was for that day. I actually heard comedian Saurabh Pant make that reference once, so yeah, woo. So getting back to where I've left off, I was in my car, stuck in traffic, absolutely pissed off. And I took the Golden Bridge, you know, the one that connects Andheri East to Andheri West. Trying to make matters worse, the rain was just doing its best. And as I crawled through this traffic, inching towards the red glow, things weren't getting any better, but the rain did begin to slow. You know, you've all been stuck in traffic, and you realize that when you're in traffic, the clock is always doing double time. It's like you're part of this race that you know you're never going to win, even before you make it to that finish line. Your hands are on the wheel, but you've got absolutely no control. And sometimes it just feels like this Dementors at play trying to suck away all the happiness from your soul. You try to divert your mind away from all the noise and chaos around. And then you reach this point of oblivion. And before you know it, your face is sporting a frown. So I sat there in my car, frown on my face, absolutely grumpy, because I knew I was going to be late. When I heard this knock on my window screen, I couldn't bother less. I kept looking straight. I heard him try to sell his wares, this boy of maybe 12 or 13, as he kept up with this consistent and persistent knocking on my window screen. I was in no mood to buy, so him, I completely ignored. I sat there, not even glancing at him, frown on my face, looking absolutely bored. And then, this young boy, he did something which will stay with me for a while. He simply drew a smiley on my wet window glass, urging me to smile. And before I turned my head towards him, he had walked away, but in his own sweet, simple way, he just made my day. And as that smiley on my window glass stared right back at me, before I knew it, a smile on my face had broken free. You know, now that I think about it, I also think he could have said, "Abhi, itna kya bhav khata hai, ek baar has de." And I would have perhaps gotten out of my car, given him a few choicest words and said, "Tere baap ka kya jata hai, chal bhag idhar se." But you know, things would have just gotten worse, and that would be it. But this boy, in his own simple action, spoke more than a poetic verse. And then the light turned green, and it was time for me to move on, but not before I parked my car by the side to take pictures of the smiley that had been drawn, because I wanted to capture the moment, a memory of that day, when I realized that to bring a smile to someone's face, there's very little one has to say. That day and the next few was just full of smiles, because everyone I'd share this story, whoever I'd meet for a while, and they'd all smile along with me and tell me that the story was sweet. So now that smiley was to spread to a few more people I'd meet. And today, as we all gather here to tell our stories, and of course, all of you to appreciate the spoken word, sometimes I think we need to stop and watch out for the unspoken word that's waiting to be heard. Thank you.